right.
And welcome to Askeaton for the West Final, the 76th West Final between Croagh and Newcastle West. The Croagh team already out in the field, and their line out has selected. In goals, Kevin Linehan, right full back Liam Collins, full back Eamon Roach, and left full back Conor Madigan. The half back line, David Nocton, Mike Neville, and Emmett Roach. Centre of the field, Johnny Stokes and Neville Roach. The half forward line, right half forward Tom Stokes, centre half forward Morris Meskel, and left half forward James Enright. Top of the right, Eamon Hanley, full forward John Roach, and top of the left, Thomas O'Connor. Yes, Croagh look fit and eager for the fray. Their trainer, coach Dennis O'Connor, has motivated the team. They're well focused, and the selectors have done a great job with this team, and they have no more a loyal band of substitutes, about 30 players in the Croagh panel, which is indeed a great boost for the players on the field as well, to show that there's a great bunch of hurling enthusiasts in Croagh. They're hopefully going to be victorious as the referee in the centre of the field, Mike O'Sullivan, the experienced official from St. Kieran's, in charge of this West Final, and put conditions slippery. But then it has been raining all the week. The last week of September has been virtually downpour, and the game here in Askeaton pitching great form today, and the crowd huddled together in the stand, and hopefully we should have an enthralling encounter between Newcastle West and Croagh.
Right, Johnny. Newcastle.
And now Newcastle West just coming onto the field. Newcastle West going for 2 in a row. They're looking fit and very, very eager. Led out there by Ollie Mackay, their captain. And Ollie Mackay, the goalkeeper today for Newcastle West, has given Trojan service to Newcastle West down through the years, has saved his lines on many occasions, and they'll be looking to Ollie's inspiration, his long puck outs and his great agility to bring the victory today in Askeaton. The Newcastle West team line out has selected. In goals, Ollie Mackay. The full back line, Darren McCarthy, Neil Sheehy, and the experienced Mike Lane. Half back line, Johnny Gleeson, Morris Hurley, and Martin Hennessy. Centre of the field, Donald Horgan and Sinan Kelly. The half forward line, number 10, Alan Billa O'Connor, their prolific scorer in minor ranks, underage ranks, and hopefully will be score a lot for them today. Centre half forward Peter Curtin, and completing the half forward line is Derry McMahon. Top of the right, Stephen Kelly, full forward Pa O'Connor, and left full forward Tony O'Connor. And their management team there of Joe McMahon, John Danaher, and Willie Hurley, experienced men on the line, hoping for victory today. And Newcastle West know that this game is 50-50. They hope their experience will carry them through. To our left we see the Croagh management team, their trainer Dennis O'Connor limbering up with them still. To our left there in the picture, calling them together, the men from Croagh, and their selectors Charles Handy, Donny Flynn, Mossy Collins, Morris Meskel, and Brendan O'Connor. This is all the ingredients of a great game, as the referee in the centre of the field, Michael O'Sullivan, seems to be very, very relaxed before this, the 76th West Final, as rival captains are asked to come to the centre of the field. We see the Croagh captain there, Johnny Stokes, Johnny Ivor Huck, there Grim, Millard Naparka, and Seamus O'Linicon, Jamie Hall O'Sullivan, James E. Linehan, who's done great work down through the years as the secretary of Croagh, talking there to Mike Sullivan, and the Newcastle team getting their photographs taken there by Tony Joyce, representing Jerry Muller from the Weekly Observer, who's gone into the Gaelic grounds for the county final between Drumbradford and Father Casey's. Ollie Mackay, the real Mackay, going to the centre of the field for the toss, but Johnny Stokes has Mike Sullivan there, having a word with him. James E. Linehan right in the centre as rival captain shake hands, and Mike throws up the coin. The coin goes up, it's coming down. Who will win the toss? It appears Ollie has won the toss. Will he play with the breeze or against the breeze? He appears to play against the breeze in the opening half. Now, a minute's silence for the late Mossy Hennessy, who did Trojan work for Kappa, Trojan work for Score, and a great lost a handball in Limerick, Score in Limerick, and a great Gael in general. Minute silence. We're ready for the West final. First breakaway at Croagh in the centre of the field. Neville Roach into the centre. Neville Roach kicking into the centre. Forward there, centre forward there. And then looking at the score. Morris Messel whipped around the edge of the corner of the square trying to get out there. Johnny Gleeson put it to James and right. Kicked out there by Martin Hennessy to the side. To Johnny Stokes, the captain leading by example. Stokes. Dangerous ball, the edge of the square. Will John Roche plucking from mid-air. John Roche dispossessed momentarily. They're both going for it. And the ball, Newcastle West defence. Martin Hennessy get hit. Martin dispossessed momentarily and trying to get there. Is Handy very near the line, kicking across the edge of the square. Danger all round. Croagh look for the important early score. Will they get the score? As battling for it there is Tommy Stokes to take the action. Dispossessed momentarily. Coming out to Morris Vessel. Chance the opening bite. Throwing ball. Ali Mackay gets from the Mackay. The real Mackay lead by example. High into the centre for outside the field. Tries to find Alan O'Connor fixed it across the edge of the square, trying to find Pa O'Connor. Harrison behind. Pa O'Connor making it for himself. Whip it good, but over the line and wide. Exciting hurling in Askeaton. Both teams evenly matched. Kevin Linehan to poke out this one, looking to this side of the field, coming up towards this side of the field, going up to the centre, waiting for the breaking ball as James in right, going to Morris Messel dispossessed momentarily, deadlock in the middle of the field. Johnny Stokes pulling it, and then pulled on there, quick again to the centre, and down to the centre to Mike Neville, powerful, and a heavy challenge to Mike Neville. Mike is fouled and said Croagh will finish free. Mike seems to be winded momentarily there. The West final 2 minutes old. Mike Neville to take this one himself. Mike, judging the direction of the wind, putting up a little blade of grass, should lob this one to the edge of the square. On his own 48-metre line, standing, lifting, striking, hitting the ball to the work, dropping the edge of the square, backs and forwards, batting for it. Is there a goal coming up? Ollie puts up the hand and Golly grabs it and then slips aside, takes the clearance for offside the field, going for there is Donald Hargan with the white helmet, pulls on the ground, down to Alan Bill O'Connor across to the side, trying to find Joe McMahon, but well caught there by David Nocton leading by example. Nocton, the crowd's right into Nocton, coming down to the centre there and going for there is Morris Hurley, then dispossessed momentarily with the ball, goes off the stick of a Croagh, he'll finish sticking it out over the line. Morris Hurley to take it, but he lets it there instead for Donald Hargan. Donald with the white helmet, lets it back for Morris, and then come to take it is Johnny Gleeson. The game 3 minutes and 10 seconds old, no score between the teams. Johnny Gleeson to take this one. Johnny cut it well right into the centre, going for there and get it in the centre. There is Neville Roach kick it and trying to find Morris Messel, back up to the corner then and going in there to James in right, flick it forward quickly. Croagh look very sharp into John Roach. That is the opening score, the final coming up. Roach making angle for himself, whip it high and whip it good from this angle, but it's just gone over the line and gone wide. Ali Mackay looking up towards Derry McMahon. Derry waiting there, being met by David Nocton. Ali Mackay taking this one. The wind catch it in mid-air, dropping down into the centre, waiting for the breaking ball there. And whip it forward is Neville Roach in potential. Shane Kelly pulling it and coming to Johnny Stokes. Johnny Stokes makes an angle for himself. Half shot, half gone out to Neville Roach. Neville Roach goes to Neville's grasp, dispossessed by Shane Kelly, whipped on by Shane Kelly in the ground for offside the feet. Trying to be locked onto Donald Hargan. Difficulty getting it up in the slippery underfoot conditions. Harris there by John Stokes. And then Alan Bill O'Connor probing across the edge of the square towards Tony O'Connor, Harrison behind. Is that trying to make an angle for himself, gone out over the line, very near the line, whipped and kept in play there by Eamon Roach trying to turn offside to Tommy Stokes whipping the first time, getting the second, and then Shane Kelly trying to get up and get it there as Morris Hurley. Dispossessment then to Tommy Stokes again. Tommy Stokes very fit, dispossessed by Shane Kelly, and still is Tommy Stokes. Harrison behind, holding on to it for dear life, making egg for himself. Then a clever ball to the for John Roach being held by Neil Shee. John Roach hooked by Neil Shee, dispossessed by Neil Shee, and Neil Shee out into Donald Hagan will try a shot from his own 65, playing it low into us. Pow O'Connor get hit. Is the opening score coming up? Pow with the ball in. Is there a goal coming up in the corner? Then a shot to the over the in line and wide by Tony O'Connor. And then off for Croagh Kilfinney. A goal there for Newcastle West. As Kevin Linehan getting this one. The game 5 minutes, so no score. It will be a low scoring goal game. Kevin Linehan to the centre there, backs and forwards batting for it. Mike Neville pulls up for the hand there, and then Derry McMahon whips across for the first time, but then there is David Naughton, Derry McMahon gets it in, behalf by Neville Roach. Then Derry McMahon still chases it, then into the centre, then trying to whip it forward again, and that together is Emmett Roach, and there for Mike Neville.
Come on, lads, get in Duck's place in there. Come on, get Mike. Come on. Round it down.
Mike Neville to take it. Croagh Kilfinney playing with the advantage of the breeze in the first half. Could Mike send this one over the bar? Standing, lifting, striking. Drive it good. The ball fighting me near the edge of the square. Tomas O'Connor batting there in the corner. Tomas O'Connor trying to get it in. Difficulty in getting it in. Still Tomas. The Tenacious has gone very near the sideline. Coming out as Neil Sheehy going good work in the full back position. And Sheehy leading by example. Then went to the centre, going up to Neville Roach. Back going to then Mike Neville. Mike Neville get here this, and Mike Neville then into heavy chances for offside. Foul for offside is the free for Croagh Kilfinney. Chance of the opening score, about 54 metres in the left. Good chance for Mike Neville. Seems to be limping a bit after that clash. Big white injury all through the year. Have to judge the crossfield breeze as Mike throws up the little blade of grass. The game 6 minutes and 22 seconds old. Mike bending, lifting, striking, looking good from this angle, dropping the edge of the square, dropping down as it gone over the in line and gone wide. Ollie McCoy with 4 hurleys there near the goalpost, changes number 1, changes number 2 and gets number 3. And then he puts back the towel supplied by Flahavens, the oatmeal crowded of Kilmac, Thomas and County Waterford, in by Ollie McCoy for outside the field. Neville Roach batting there with Donald Hargan get it. Donald Hargan gonna tickle Donald Hargan run. They have hook from behind there by Mike Neville. Still Donald Hargan with the ball. Then into cross into the corner, then trying to set up an attack there and batting there in the corner there is Conor Madigan. Conor Madigan trying to get it out into 2 challenges then, and Conor making an angle for himself up the wing for offside, very near the sideline. Gone over the sideline line, ball for Newcastle West. Donald Hargan to take this one. Stephen Kelly, Pow O'Connor, Tony O'Connor in the edge of the square being well marshaled by Liam Collins, Eamon Roach and Conor Madigan. Good ball by Donald Hargan being pulled out there by Eamon Roach. Eamon Roach gone out for off Eamon Roach a stick for a 65. Croagh Kilfinney playing with the advantage of a strong breeze in the opening half. Martin Hennessy, great striker of the long ball, could drive this over the bar. Looking good from this angle, dropping high and dropping well and drop over the inline, dropping wide. Kevin Linehan, the fell offside the field, waiting for the ball there is Johnny Stokes, going off Johnny Stokes, or is Tom Stokes, going in and going off Newcastle defender and it's a line ball for Croagh Kilfinney. Johnny Stokes to take it, the captain, great man to cut a ball. Croagh Kilfinney looking for that elusive first score. Game delicately poised. Moving into scoring position as Tomas O'Connor will Johnny Stokes find the corner foul from this angle. That cut it so well this, and Shane Kelly pick up the mark on Shane, then going carrying 10, 20, 30 minutes with the ball, still with the ball. Harrison behind, and Shane turning defence into attack, then going out there, putting there Liam Collins pick it up and going out there to David Nocton playing great stuff in the half back line. David Nocton into the centre, battling for it there, the ball comes out to Martin Hennessy. Martin pulls in it, Martin the first time, Martin the second time, and Martin the third time, driving forward as the whirlwind increases. The little Shiga here coming down the edge of the square. Is that a score coming up? Delicately Conor Madigan gets it. Conor Madigan trying to get up the first time, get here the second time, holding on to the fourth time, flick it down into Mike Neville, and Mike Neville a strong relieving clearance into the centre, trying to find Morris Meskel. Morris Meskel is wrestling for it, going for there is the other Morris Hurley trying to get up, then Johnny Gleeson trying to get up, stalemate between him, and then going to Morris Meskel, letting there for Johnny Stokes, or Tom Stokes then for offside the field, loses the Hurley but uses the leg, and it's gone very near the sideline to Tomas O'Connor, gone out over the sideline line ball for Newcastle West. 10 minutes gone in the 76th Junior A West final here in Ascaton. Experienced Mike Lane, never a Cahara or Grim, puts this one out to the centre to Morris Hurley pulling it on the ground into the centre to Neville Roche gone 10-20 metres with the ball, dick into the centre into Morris Meskel, chance of the opening score. Morris Meskel going down to James Enright, a chance going through, still James Enright dispossessed, and then trying to get Tomas O'Connor. Newcastle defence rock solid and get here there. Neil Sheehy for offside the field, trying to find Donald Horgan. The hand goes up, the ball comes down, and Horgan goes dick into the centre into Alan Billa O'Connor. This is Newcastle West best move of the game. Good work there by the half back there, and by Emmett Roach, and it's a free for Newcastle West. Alan Bill O'Connor to take this one about 59 metres out from the Croagh Kilfinney goal boat. Drive it into gale force wind. Alan Billa mishitting the shot into the centre, then battling for it there. Emmett Roach trying to get it out there and trying to get it the first time, get it the second time, trying to pull the third time, dispossessed in, and coming for dear life, put out there by Eamon Roach into the centre. Mike Neville, Harrison behind, dispossessed from behind, but get here there as a centre field man. Neville Roach for offside the field. Good work after that by Mike Lane. Mike Lane realised his experience with the youth for the years there for offside, very near the sideline, going over the sideline line ball for Croagh Kilfinney. 12 minutes gone in the first half, no score so far in this West final. 12 minutes. Johnny Stokes to cut this one.
Come on, James, good work.
Johnny Stokes cutting this one better into the centre there, but well read by Shane Kelly into the centre. Mike Neville going up, then Mike Neville slipping, then trying to get a relieving clearance, surrounded by three Newcastle West players, passed into Johnny Stokes and Donald Horgan battling for offside the field. Donald Horgan trying to get at Johnny Stokes and Mike Neville battling together their field, possibly throwing the ball. Neville Roach and Peter Cotton. Johnny Stokes comes back to Johnny Stokes the captain, then Shotton's the the Hurley, drives it forward again and going for it there quick off the map there is Eamon Hanley quick into the centre of Morris Meskel. This is a good move by Croagh Kilfinney, down to John Roche trying to get up, has by Neil Sheehy. John Roche trying to win possession, still battling for dear life, and then down for offside the field. Is that a free in? John Roche impeded, says the referee, and a chance for Croagh Kilfinney to get their opening score after 13 minutes gone the game. Tomas O'Connor, little free taker, had one of his best games in the county league final. Just gone into the 14th minute of the game, the chance of the opening score. Nick Hugh angle about 20 metres out from the goal now, right, bending, lifting, striking, looking good from this angle, dropping high, and Paddy Mullo takes us to the spot. Driven out by Ali Mackay. Ali Mackay, the wind getting stronger as the game progressing. Johnny Stokes battling for it, then Shane Kelly pulling it in, and then Neville Rowe slipping down to Donald Hagan. Donald Hagan hitting the ball into the edge of the square. Backs and forwards battling for it. How O'Connor battling for there in the thick of the action. Also as Eamon Roach in out for in the other sideline. Flipped across it there, a free foul there, and How O'Connor, and it's a free for Newcastle West. Chance for Aaron Bill O'Connor to get the equaliser. Nothing. Neville Roach there, getting attention from the sideline. Neville Roach still visibly shaken after that clash as the crowd continue to pour in here to West Keaton. Chance for Alan Bill O'Connor to take this one into a whirlwind of a breeze. Care and precision, wide stance in concentration, bending, lifting, striking, send it high and send it over the bar. 17 minutes in the opening half. Sense of urgency about Croagh Finney, as I know they have to be up with a score at half time. Kevin Linehan into the centre of the field, whipped down there by Donald Hagan. Donald Hagan into the centre then and get it whipped there by Peter Curtin for offside in to Stephen Kelly. Stephen Kelly, Harrison behind. Stephen Kelly trying to win his battle at the moment. Harris by two players. Stephen Kelly, great tenacious work by Stephen Kelly, still working his way forward. Then a ground for trying to find Tony O'Connor battling for it for dear life, then into three defenders, then trying to get out there. Conor Manigan stalemate. The ball breaks in for offside the field, trying to get out there is Emmett Roach battling for dear life. Stalemate has backs and forwards, still clashing for it then, and then trying to get in there as a score coming up then. Across then, tight mark in the yard of the day here, and that's getting out to Stephen Kelly. Stephen Kelly snapshot edge of the square and over the line and wide. 18 minutes gone in the opening half. Low scoring count West final so far. Kevin Linehan, good puck out by Kevin Linehan in the centre field. Morris Meskell going for it. Morris Hurling. Morris Meskell picks it from mid-air. Good work by Morris Meskell. Then take his time, whip it down to the corner, then trying to find Thomas O'Connor and John Roach. Roach putting up the hand, and then has by nearly Sheehy putting down Martin Hinsey outside line ball for Croagh Finney. Quick ball back to John Stokes there. John Stokes tries a long distance shot. Good high and over the bar. The best score of the game so far. The line ball taken by Tom Stokes, who's changed from right half forward to left half forward. The vigilant Tom to Brother John, and Brother John high in the first score from playing the West final after 19 minutes here in Eskeaton. Paulie Ryan celebrating his birthday today. Had a great night last night for outside the field. Coming into the centre there. Will Newcastle West respond again? Donald Hagan is fouled in the middle of the field and set free for Newcastle West. Alan Billy O'Connor has time to equalise again, dropping the edge of the square, backs and forwards battling for the win, catching the fight of the ball. Newcastle West trying to get that elusive goal and battling there, and good work by Eamon Roach. Eamon Roach holding on to for dear life, good clearance by Eamon Roach, winning the pass of the as goes Donald Hagan dispossessed by Neville Roach. Neville Roach trying to get up then, Neville Roach difficulty getting up for offside, stalemate, backs and forwards battling for it then, and then whipped on there by Neville Roach into the centre, back in front there. Neville Roach whips a second time out into Martin Hennessy, left half back, Sterling service to Newcastle West into the centre then to Shane Kelly. Shane Shane Kelly forward again, into going to corner forward there to Tony O'Connor. Tony O'Connor high, and Tony O'Connor over the bar. The game 22 minutes old, and they're level for the second occasion, 2 points each. Driven out then by Kevin Linehan for offside the field, going up to Neville Roach, and often James Enright coming on then to Morris Hurley there, going right, going left, going to very near the sideline, then holding at the ball for dear life, flicking into the centre, then going very near the sideline and out over the sideline, ball for Croagh Kilfinney. Croagh Kilfinney, I think he'll introduce his substitute. Aidan Hanley coming on the Croagh Kilfinney team. Mike Neville cutting this one the offside of the field, and down to Morris Messel coming to Donald Hagen by Morris Hurley, and Donald Hagen can high ball on the side of the field, backing for there and going up as David Nocton, Jerry McMahon trying to get up then, Harrison behind then, and coming on there and get hit in the other half back, Emmett Roach, and Emmett is fouled, and it's a free for Croagh Kilfinney. The game 21 minutes and 30 seconds old. Croagh Kilfinney in need of a goal. Mike Neville to take this one, urged by the sideline to try and take his points. It's a long shot by Mike Neville, dropping the edge of the square, backs and forwards, the edge of the goal, Mode Ensign, trying to get it there, and out there is Mike Lane. Darren McCarthy fouled in transit, wearing number 20, and it's a free for Newcastle West. .22 minutes on the opening half. Ali Mackay, a good ball by Mackay against the breeze. Maybe the breeze mightn't be as strong as we think out there. Coming in there to the centre to Peter Curtin, making economic use of the ball, but well cut there by the cornerback. The cornerback is Emmett Roach down to the centre, then down towards Tommy Stokes. Since Tommy Stokes is possessed, coming across the far offside, and going up there is Johnny Gleeson there, tackled by 2 players, using his concentration. Back to Martin Hennessy, Tommy Stokes. There's ball coming here, there and everywhere. Morris Meskell trying to get out, but Johnny Gleeson regains possession, and Johnny Gleeson, the ball catches there into the centre to Peter Curtin. Avoiding the tackle, then slipping, then flick it out there. Flick is blocked down by Mike Neville in turn, dispossessed momentarily by Donald Hagen slipping. Johnny Gleeson going for it. Mike Neville coming through, leading by example. Mike Neville trying to get out, then trying to shake off Johnny Gleeson, flicking across the edge of the square. A great chance of a goal, dropping to Thomas O'Connor then holding on to the ball for dear life. Dan McCarthy flick it out, then coming there and getting there is Tom Stokes and David Channons then making an angle for himself. Is that a point in Tom Stokes? High and dropping over the bar. Paddy Mulno, the outstretched hand of Paddy Mulno, points that the ball has gone between the posts. A solitary point between the teams. As the rook of crows gathering, coming now, the game is getting exciting. They'll get the advantage point in the goals to our right. Ollie Mackay right into the centre, dropping the centre of the field. Neville Roach and Donald Hagen going for it. Donald Hagen trying to get down by Neville Roach, then going to come in there to Aidan Hanley in the thick of the action. Neville Roach trying to get up, then the Johnny Gleeson coming forward. Players slipping all around the place. Flicked on there by Neville Roach, and coming there is Martin Hennessy. Martin reading the game vigilantly. Martin is hooked in. Good work there by Aidan Hanley, going to Aidan Hanley across the edge of the square, out there to Thomas O'Connor, flicked across, out there by Neil Sheehy, and it's a free in to the referee. Chance for Croagh if we need to go 2 points ahead. Thomas O'Connor, I'm sure, will be the taker. Thomas O'Connor, who got Croagh Kilfinney's opening point from a free. Then John Stokes the point and Tom Stokes the point. A chance, or would he go for the goal? Because, as I said at half time, they have a strong breeze there, would need to be something ahead. Looking at this angle, he may go for the goal. Being watched by Mike Sullivan, standing, Binny lifting, picking nonchalantly over the bar. 2 points between the teams, 4 points for Croagh. There's 25 minutes gone, 5 minutes left in the opening half. Into the centre there, going down there to the half back there. David knocking into the centre there to Neville Roche. Harrison behind. Then Neville Roche getting forward again for offside the field, trying to find Eamon Haney down there. Thomas O'Connor, Croagh improving. Thomas O'Connor difficulty in getting it up, then dispossessed momentarily, trying to get up a second time, and coming out there is Neil Sheehy. Hand the ball to the work, then to Aidan Haney getting the ball, then one number 18 dispossessed then by Johnny Gleeson. Aidan Haney and Johnny Gleeson back in for it. Ball come down to Eamon Haney, pulling Eamon Haney, trying to get then, and Eamon Haney with the ball. Good work by Eamon Haney, making an angle for himself. High probing lobby ball the edge of the square. Neil Sheehy and John Ross battling for it. And Mike Lane police it. Mike Lane holding on to slips in the conditions, and he tries to come out and loses the helmet, but the head is still there, and it's gone out over the inline for the, is it Paddy Munno waves a second time and waves a third time, and is it right in the spot. An umpire with 38 years of age, an experienced official there right in the spot, saying it was gone out over the inline and wide. Ali Mackay, high probing ball into the centre between Peter Cotton and Mike Neville. Mike Neville pulls, Peter Cotton gathers, Peter Cotton then makes an angle for himself into 2-3, Neville Roche then tries to get up, then Neville Roche is flooding into Stephen Kelly. Peter Cotton against possession, and a chop there, and Peter Cotton is try there for Newcastle West. Four minutes left in the opening half. Donald Horgan about 60 metres out. It would be an inspirational point if he got it. It's going high, but it's tearing well, and it's tearing over the bar. A solitary point separates the team. 3 minutes left in the opening half. Ball coming down to Neville Roche for offside the field. Back in with Donald Horgan. Neville Roche up. Harris by Donald Horgan. Neville Roche well into the centre then. Shane Kelly get it then. Shane Kelly get it up then, making an for themselves. There's a challenge, good block down there right in the centre right. Johnny Stokes. The captain dispossessed momentarily then, pulling on it there. Johnny Gleeson coming on then to Neville Roche quipping in there. Stalemate in the centre of the far offside the field. Backs and forwards backing for it. And the ball's in the middle, whipped on there by Tommy Stokes down the centre, going to Morris Meskel then up the far offside the field, trying to find Eamon Haney backing for that near the sideline. Darren McCarthy, it goes off Darren's stick, and it's gone out there for Eamon Haney, sticks to the referee. It's a line ball for Newcastle West. 2 minutes left in the opening half, a solitary point separating the teams. Switching the Croagh full forward line, Thomas O'Connor full forward, John Roche corner forward. Coming to the centre then, Neville Roche getting up, Neville Roche gathering then, slipping to the ground, dispossessed then, and coming to Donald Horgan evading the challenge. Still Donald Horgan going through, Donald Horgan is fouled and straight for Newcastle West. Conchi here, they are the medical attendant with Newcastle West. Sees that Donald Horgan is alright. Are we going to see the equaliser coming up? It's asking off that point a 60-metre ball against the breeze. Donald dropping the edge of the square, backs and forwards coming up, and it's square and a free out for Croagh. Eamon Roche take this one. Driven well by Eamon Roche, looking for the elusive score before the half time. Wild cut from by Neville Roche. Neville Roche holding on to for dear life then. Picking the ball forward again. Good ball forward to Morris Messel. Drive it forward again then. And cut down there. And Morris Hurley. Drive it forward and Johnny Gleeson. Juggle working Dad McCarthy. And for offside the field then. Coming trying to clear it up there. And Conor Madigan batting for there. Conor Madigan for offside. Coming into the centre then. Coming to Emmett Roche. Emmett Roche for the ball dispossessed. Surrounded by 2 men. Pick the cross. Putting it back to Eamon Roche. Eamon Roche to clear out to the centre then. But caught there by Peter Cotton. Peter Cotton shot half blocked down by Mike Neville. Then goes to Neville Roche. Then Neville Roche out to Mike Neville. Mike Neville in making an angle for himself. Going after for offside. 10, 20, 30 metres of the ball. Good work by Mike Neville into the centre then trying to find Morris Messel. Eamon Hanley going for it as well. 2 in between. Eamon Hanley tries to get it up then. And then a probing ball across stage of the square as Thomas O'Connor's goal coming up. Thomas O'Connor, Neil Shee. The ball goes between him. Neil Shee getting the ball then and for offside the field and going out into Donald Hagen. The game increasing in tempo. Donald Hagen got blocked by Neville Roche, but it goes off Neville's stick and out over for offside the field. As we're into injury time in the opening half here in Askeaton. The score reads 4 points for Croagh, 3 points for Newcastle West. A solitary point between the teams. Closely contested West final. Taken for offside. Johnny Gleeson taking his time into injury time in the opening half. Johnny Gleeson cut behind centre, going down the set of goal before the half time, coming in then to Mike Neville trying to hefty challenge there by Mike Neville, and Mike Neville then into the centre then to Neville Roche holding well at the moment. Neville Roche trying to find brother John going up for the ball then. The breaking ball comes down. Good work by Eamon Haney, but dispossessed there in the centre by Morris Hurley great in the clock. Comes down to Aidan Hanley going with the ball then, making himself into a hefty challenge then. Still Aidan Hanley gets the advantage then. Perhaps Aidan Hanley there, late challenging Aidan Hanley, and it's a free for Croagh. Chance for Thomas O'Connor to get his top point of the game, and Croagh finishes fifth. As the rain coming down here in Askeaton, we've no count yet from the Gaelic grounds from the county semi-final, but I'm sure the interval between Drumbrafford and Father Casey's. Palace Green won the minor county final by 1 point, and the score 2 goals and 8 points to 3 goals and 4 points. Chance for Thomas O'Connor to get the closing score of the opening half, as is the wind changing direction here. Been lifting, striking, looking high and looking good, and is over the in-line and wide. Thought could be a valuable score into the game. Very near the half-time whistle. 2 minutes and 22 seconds of injury time gone in the opening half. Referee Mike Sullivan checking his watch. Ollie Mackay with the ball. The captain of the team driving it up to this side of the field, dropping. Conditions gone very, very stiffly down. Mike Neville batted down into trying, getting hit there by Shane Kelly batted down, but gone there by Johnny Stokes, sleeping in the conditions, then shot in the grip into Hurley. Good work by Donald Hagen, then Donald Hagen down to Shane Kelly had a stint from behind. Going back there is Aidan Hanley taking the action, gone Neville Roche gone 3 minutes, kicks the ball forward again, down to this side of the field. Martin Hennessy and Tommy Stokes. 4 points to 3, very, very near the half-time whistles. Donald Hagen still being attended to by Conchie in the far offside the field. And the rain, which we feared was coming down all the week, coming down torrents at the moment. Going down to the centre again to Morris Messel holding it to your life. Is he looking for that goal into Thomas O'Connor, great chance for Croagh to get in a score before the half time. Thomas making an angle for himself, crossing across stage of the square, but it's cut out there by Dan McCarthy then Eamon Hanley batting for it, and then comes Neil Shee with the ball, through his stick and for offside the field, very near the sideline, going into Eamon Hanley, chance miscuing at the moment, then coming down to Johnny Gleeson holding on to the ball, and then Johnny Gleeson turning defence into attack, coming down towards Mike Neville improves the game, progressing then into a chance for offside the field, and then is that a free? That is half time. Have to go from this angle. Half time, so they're a free. 4 minutes of injury time in the opening half. The scoreboard reads 4 points for Croagh, 3 points for Newcastle West. Low scoring, exciting, closely contested first half, as we see the Croagh, Newcastle West Minthers going off the field there. Tom Ryan there, Donny Finn, Dennis O'Connor, Charles Hanley, Brendan O'Connor, there together. When are you going to the the second half is on. Who will gain County Glory? Will Croagh keep their lead? Will Newcastle West, assisted by the Rees, come back in the second half? Mike Neville there going to the thick of the action. The captain, Johnny Stokes, leading by example. Hefty challenge on Johnny Stokes. Drives it forward again. Half blocked down there by Derry Mahan. Pulled by Shane Kelly. Into Don Horgan. Novel head kick by Don Horgan. Down to the centre forward there. Peter Cotton. Then chance to open half. Scored the second half to Alan Bill O'Connor over the line and wide. The tempo of excitement much higher in the second half as Alan Villa O'Connor driving that one over the in-line, and the score from the Gaelic grounds from Broadford, 9 points for the Cases 2 at the half time, 7 points to 2, 5 points between the two western teams going for County Glory. As Kevin Linehan, what way will the wind affect his puck out in the second half? It doesn't affect it at all, dropping high in the far offside the field. Going up for there is Eamon Roach, or Neville Roach battling for it, picked on there by Donald Horgan down for offside the field. Good map, walk off the map by Stephen Kelly Harrison behind there by Conor Madigan. Stephen Kelly presents, goes right, goes left in, the ball glued his, huddled in, will make an angle for himself. Harris by Conor Madigan, ball drop down to there and caught there by Aidan Haney coming down to the centre, still coming cross. And there for the score coming up from Thomas O'Connor, gone high and gone over the in-line and gone wide. Over the in-line and wide, we thought it was a point, but it touched the side netting. Or over the bar. Four points each. That's driven out this time by Kevin Linehan. Kevin in the row, the rain coming down in Charles in the centre of the field there. Flicked across into the centre for Morris Meskel down to the centre, tries to double attack. Good work there, and good work by the corner forward there. Eamon Hanley coming down to the centre again, going for it there. Good work, James Enright, flicked across there to the centre and going for it there and trying to get out there. Dan McCarthy into Gary McMahon flicked across there, centre again, and Shane Kelly then into Neville Roach. Shane Kelly through the side of the field, very near the side of the field, coming out over the side, trying to get there by Mike Neville then holding on for dear life, then taking it down the off side of the field and coming there to the corner forward, going for there is Eamon Handy taking the action. Also James Enright flicked out there by Johnny Gleeson the off side of the field, coming out to the centre, and then players go to the ground and it's a free. Mike Looney and the Croagh team. Roach what? Thanks. Thank you. Chance of Newcastle West to go into the lead. Donald Horgan to take it. Drive it high, drive it good, and dropping over the bar. Come on, 5 points to 4. Kevin in the far offside the field, going down towards Neville Roach. Go for it. The hand goes up and the ball comes down. Great work by Neville Roach, turning defence into attack, and in the far offside going battling for there. James Enright coming out to Eamon Handy surrounded by 3 men going away, passing into Johnny Stokes crossing to Eamon Handy. This good move by the and getting there. James Enright is there. A goal coming up. A chance of a goal. Thomas O'Connor walked by Ali McCoy and whipped across into the square, going for there and trying to get this John Stokes waiting for the wicket, and then Eamon Handy with the ball into past 3 players, then across excitement all around the place. Is there a free in? No, so they're a free in coming out in the centre, then coming out to Morris Meskel is the equaliser, coming up high and over the bar. This will be a very close, pulsating match final as Morris Meskel gets the equaliser. For offside the field, backs and forwards battling for it, then coming out to the centre, then pulled on there by Neville Roach, playing his hat out, the best game I've seen played for Croagh for a long time. This man has great hat into the corner, then trying to find Eamon Handy get it in, and then into the centre and get it to John Roach. Trying a shot from long, fell out, but just gone over the in line and wide. There's more excitement in the 5 minutes of the second half than the entire first half. The scoreboard says it all. 5 points each as Ali Mackay prepares to puck this one out. Puck it out well into the centre. Dropping. Mike Neville going up for it. Mike Neville and Neville Roach. Neville Roach got off to come on and Neville Roach. Get it again, Neville Roach. Pick it into the centre to Johnny Stokes. Johnny Stokes a low probing ball to centre for offside to Tommy Stokes. Tommy gone 10-20 metres with the ball, making end for himself. Shot is blocked down there in the centre by Johnny Gleeson. Picked it out to the side of the field. Batting for it and trying to get it Shane Kelly. Shane Kelly and Shane Kelly holding on for dear life. Going up there, James and Wright challenging it until Shane Kelly down the side of the field. Up towards Jerry McMahon. Get there, Johnny Stokes. Johnny Stokes had from behind and pick it out to the side of the field. Backs and forwards batting for it. Then Stephen Kelly batting and Mike Neville holding on for dear life. Mike Neville then, the powerhouse that he is, and to have to challenge then it's still Mike Neville. Mike Neville is for offside the field and trying to find centre forward Morris Meskel. Thomas O'Connor calling for it. Morris Meskel going to find Croker and Spider at half time. High and good and dropping over the ball. Morris Meskel, the scorer of the last 2 points for Croagh Finney as they're going to a 1 point lead, and the second half is just 6 minutes old. Ali Mackay to drive out this one. Ali Mackay to this side of the field. Going up for this Johnny Stokes. Good hit that to Mike Neville. Mike Neville battling for the centre there with Peter Cotton. Peter Cotton takes it out in the centre. Shane Kelly. Johnny Stokes trying to recoup it then. Stalemate then. Backs and forwards battling for it there. And picked on forward again. Down to the offside of the field. And trying to get there. It's a half out. Alan Bill O'Connor is fouled. And it's Newcastle West 3. Fouling Alan Billa O'Connor and Donald Horgan. Will he get the equaliser? The teams will be level once again if he'll drive it over the bar. It's gone to the right and dropping over the line and dropping wide. Kevin Linehan drive this one right into the centre. Morris Meskel waiting for the breaking ball. He'll come out there and then to Martin Hennessy. Martin Hennessy with the ball then. Martin going forward, pulling the ground in. Johnny Stokes probing ball forward, trying to find the other John Roach getting the ball. Has there by Neil Shee, making an entrance high and dropping over the line, dropping wide. By Donald Horgan, Martin Hennessy pulling it. Good work by Martin Hennessy down to for offside. Tony O'Connor batting there in the corner. That's great work by Tony O'Connor. And Tom Stokes there in the corner, still batting for dear life, coming out into the centre and coming down to Emmett Roach right into the centre. Back to Neville Roach going further again. Martin Hennessy going, but coming forward there and good work there by the corner forward there is Eamon Hanley, and then coming on again to Martin Hennessy probing ball down to the centre. Batting for there is Tony O'Connor and Eamon Roach trying to get it up there. The strong defender flick it out further again, but it's gone out very near the sideline line ball for Newcastle West. 8 minutes gone in the second half. A solitary point separating the team. Newcastle West 5 points, Croagh Finney 6. As Alan Bill O'Connor to cut this one. We'd no goal in the game so far. Is that goal coming up now? Backs and forwards watch it. Alan Bill cut it crossing to the centre trying to find Power O'Connor making an angle for himself. Power O'Connor crossed Alan Bill O'Connor there. Harris there. Liam Collins there wearing number 10. And out of the chance of the equaliser, going high and dropping over the ball. Tony O'Connor. Nine minutes gone in the second half and the teams are still level. This game is delicately poised. Trying to get up there is Neville Roach in the centre being harassed by Donald Horgan. Neville Roach down very near the side and gone off. Neville sticking this line ball for Newcastle West. Mike Lane wearing number 4, the captain of Newcastle West last year, captain this year Ali Mackay, the custodian, as Martin Hennessy tices showing the for offside and Mike Lane preparing to cut it. Mike Lane cut it right into the centre. Morris Meskel, good work by Morris Meskel, but gone off Morris Meskel's stick and gone out over the sideline once again. Martin Hennessy to cut this one. Martin gets Sterling service number 16, Sterling service to the minor, coming down centre into Eamon Haney, then going work by Eamon Haney, great courage down to the corner then to Mike Lane, trying to get it then, Mike Lane whipping up the far offside the field into the centre, wind carrying it a little bit further down to Tony O'Connor battling for it then and pulling it there is Liam Collins battling for dear life, and then battling for dear life too is Eamon Roach, and the ball stalemate between, and the referee will possibly throw in the ball. Ten minutes gone in the second half. Could this game end in a draw? There have been levelled so many occasions, 6 points each. As Liam Collins batting for it in, and batting for it also is Neville Roche. Liam Collins trying to get up there for Neville Roche. Neville Roche trying to get up, picked on there by Tony O'Connor. Tony O'Connor is fouled and it's a free for Newcastle West. Tony O'Connor instrumental in a lot of Newcastle West scores. Chance for Alan below O'Connor, 40 metres out from the goal now, right. Standing, lifting, striking, looking good from this angle. It is good, and it's over the bar. Kevin Linehan driving this one out. The wind catch it in mid-air. Mike Neville going up for Mike Neville, drop it, hold it, trying to get it the second time, batting for it there, along with the centre forward Peter Cotton, going to Jerry McMahon, throwing ball across the house. Tony O'Connor batting for it there, along with Liam Collins getting there, batting for dear life. Tony O'Connor's down injured, coming out to Alan Below O'Connor making an angle for himself, gone 10-20 metres, so a chance to get his, put Newcastle West ahead by 2 points, but it's gone over the inline and gone wide. Ball driven out by Kevin Linehan. Newcastle West a point ahead, well cut by Mike Neville holding from mid-air, tremendous underage player, then showing his work now. Joe Ranks there, gone down there to James Enright to the outside offside the field. Had to see difficulty, but he's going to Eamon Hanley trying a long distance shot, far out, just gone over the line and gone wide. A solitary point separating the teams. Top team is gone in the second half. Ollie Mackay driving it right into the centre, going for there's Johnny Stokes gone into the centre, then good work by Peter Cotton. Peter slips in and hustled on by 3 Croagh players, then flicks the cross back to Johnny Gleeson making an angle for himself, and Johnny Gleeson shot back to Peter Cotton again, but caught there by Mike Neville, back Peter Cotton, then to Neville Roche fixed up into the centre, then an overhead pull there by James Enright down to the centre, then good work there by Eamon Hanley gone 10-20 metres with the ball, still going with the ball, making an angle for himself, crossing the edge of the square. John Roche's shot is a goal! Cold fighting Sean de Roche there. A goal by John Roche, and the second half is just 14 minutes old. First time pull. As Mike Looney is on the Croagh Kilkenny team. Brendan O'Connor gives the slip of paper to the referee. 14 minutes gone the opening half, 2 points between them. Johnny Stokes battling for it, pulled on there by Martin Hennessy trying to find Alan Biddle O'Connor, and it's gone out over the line ball for Croagh. Liam Collins to cut this one. Midway through the second half, 2 points between the teams. Liam Collins to cut it. Liam Collins cutting this one right through the centre. Martin Hennessy going for it. Martin Hennessy coming down to the Morris Meskel in a probing ball by Morris Meskel into the corner, then trying to find James Enright batting for it. John Ross, the goal scorer, coming down to Neil Sheehy shot. Clearance trying to find Donald Horgan plucking the ball from mid-air and a strong relieving clearance out towards Mike Neville. The hand goes up, the ball comes down. Oh, hefty challenge there, Mike Neville. It's a free for Croagh Kilkenny. Mike Neville to take this one on his own 65. Terry McMahon notified the referee to move away from the ball. Mike Looney, strong shot down to the edge of the square. John Walsh going up for John Walsh, holding on to it for dear life, making an angle for himself. Then neither she gets in the hook at the vital time, and then she is hooked in return, and then coming out to the side of the field to Mossy Hurley's ball down to the side of the field. Going up for then is Mike Neville holding on to it for dear life. Surely the powerhouse of the Croagh defence, and then across to Neville Roche, going for it into the halfback. David Nocton with the ball, then flick it into across the side of the field, but the win catch it, going to Shane Kelly got the typical Shane Kelly run, 10, 20, 30 minutes, flick it across and then to Peter Cotton down, but coming out then is Eamon Roche, then flick it out into Neville Roche does the centre. Hurley is brought it after Neville Roche holding on the ball for dear life, get into the centre to Mike the Rock Neville is hooked there by Shane Kelly, and coming in is the other Neville Roche. He would go through a stone wall at the moment, such as the determination trying to cost to Eamon Haney, and back in the back side Tommy Stokes, and then flicked up by Martin Hennessy out to Donald Horgan, the tempo increasing, Donald Horgan lifting, striking, dropping into the waiting for the waking ball of Stephen Kelly, but back down by Liam Collins into Mike Neville for offside the field, down to Neville Roche trying to get it there, and Donald Horgan battling for dear life, flicked by Neville Roche out to Morris Miskell with the ball, Morris Miskell on a typical run through defence, 10, 20, 30 minutes, can he finish after flourish, throwing ball just gone out over the in-line and gone wide. The intentions were great, but the end product not so good. 13 minutes left in the game, 17 minutes gone. Ollie Mackay, sense of urgency about the captain, but outside the field Liam Collins battling for it there with Tony O'Connor will try a long distance point, will be successful, dropping high, and Kevin goes up and the ball comes down and the sitter goes out, and Neville puts up the hand. Will the ball sitter come into Neville's hand, and then battling with Donald Horgan, then Donald is fouled and it's a free for Newcastle West. Alan Billa O'Connor, 12 minutes left, 18 minutes gone, 2 points between the teams, vital free. About 58 metres out from the goal of our right, tricky crossfield breeze. Would he drive it over the bar? Pressure shot from Alan Billa, but the captain has always been a great free taker. Lofty, high in mid-air, dropping, and dropping down it comes. Mike Neville puts up the hand, it comes off Mike to Tony O'Connor, and then coming to the centre, battling for it again, and coming out then is Mike Neville holding on to the ball. He threw it up in his hand, yes, to the referee, and it's a free in for Newcastle West. Chance for Alan Billa to put a point between the teams and high and over the bar. Kevin Linehan driving this one out for offside the field, going up and down for offside the field, trying to get his Neville Roche, battling up the stick there of Shane Kelly coming into more of the game. Donald Horgan has spare by Neville Roche, great battle between the two of them. Donald Horgan gets the ball with the white helmet, trying to cross the right side of the field, battling for it there, and trying to pull work there. Shane Kelly gone 10, 20, 30 metres, drives it high and drives it over the bar for the equaliser. Donald Horgan to Shane Kelly, Shane the run and Shane the point, and the teams are level once again. Kevin Linehan, the wind catching it in mid-air, coming out to this side of the field. David Nocton pulling, going so Johnny Stokes and David Nocton battling for dear life is Peter Cotton, coming in into the centre and coming there to James Enright to get further then and get it there. It's cut there. Ten minutes left in the game. Foul name in hand. Yes, Tomas O'Connor brings in the towel. reminiscent of Limerick and Tipperary and Killarney back in the 70s. In 1971, when Michael Babs Keating was involved with the Tipperary team. Mike Neville to take it. Mike Neville, 21 minutes gone. Against the breeze, standing, lifting, striking, looking good from this angle, dropping high and dropping over the bar. Ball's on again, under action in the Mike Neville, the Colossus, that's the centre back, gone past 3 men, appeared to be impeded, still holding the ball, but he's gone the other way. Donald Horgan to take it. Donald Horgan driving this one well. Dropping, looking good from this angle. It's dropping high and it's dropping over the bar. Eight minutes left in the game. 10 points to 1-7. No teams deserves to lose this game. Such is the standard of hurling in the conditions. Coming out to the side of the field. Coming down back off Shane Kelly Stick. Coming to Johnny Stokes. Johnny Stokes get it. Stokes gone. Stokes. Oh, hefty challenge there on John Stokes. Ball is thrown in. Johnny Stokes pulling it for dear life. Whipped on there again. And a foul on Neville Roach there. Oh, hefty challenge on Neville Roach. Five minutes left in the game. Mike Neville to take the free. On the 63 metre line. 2 metres inside the 65. Drive it well, letting the breeze take it, but the breeze takes it too much and gone out of the end line and wide. The next score could be a vital score. Newcastle West reduced to 14 men. Ali Mackay right into the centre. Battling for it there is Tony O'Connor. Tony O'Connor, Martin Hennessy pulling down forward. Cross Peter Cotton going forward again, trying to get out in for dear life. And battling for it there in the corner is Conor Madigan. Still Conor Madigan battling for dear life. And James and Wright there. David Nocton pulling up the side of the field. Going for it then is James and Wright to get across to the centre then. Towards Morris Meskel. Players all around the players. And get it there. Neville Roche taking into the centre again. Ball coming down into the corner to Eamon Hanley gone to 5 minutes with the ball, surrounded by 3 men. Then Johnny Gleeson trying to get up. Then players battling for it then, and it's a free for Newcastle West. Four minutes left in the game, counting injury time. Martin Hennessy to drive this one. He's bad Newcastle West written on his jersey, steeped in concentration. The half back drive this one well, drives it forward, sits up another tackle edge of the square, but get here there is Mike Neville there comes into heavy tackle and is foul, and it's a free for Croagh Kilfinney. Mike Neville surely Croagh Kilfinney's man in the match, here, there and everywhere. There's time ticking away. Eamon Roach, good ball by Eamon Roach for offside the field. Neville Roach going for it with Donald Hagan trying to get Neville Roach, trying to get Donald Hagan get it, and Donald Hagan got 10-20 minutes with the ball, send it forward again for offside the field. Going for that is Derry McMahon has to be behind by Liam Collins. Great battle between Derry McMahon and Liam Collins. Derry is fouled, and it's a free for Newcastle West as Croagh Kilfinney introduce Dermot Linehan the team. The teams are level in the Gaelic grounds. We said no when we were reviewing the game that could it end in the draw. 8 points each, 2 minutes left in the game, and John Hock is just getting his watch the referee from Unleen. There's just the teams are level here as well, and there's just 2 minutes left. Big coincidence in the world of the Gaelic games, but there's more injury time here, I'd say, in the Gaelic grounds, as a vital free by Alan Bill O'Connor. Drive it high, dropping over the bar. Next score, and Croagh Kilfinney come back and get the equaliser. Neville Roach for offside the field. Breaking ball down to Tony O'Connor trying to pick up to Derry McMahon. Bad down by Liam Collins then. Going for that is Mike Neville and Liam Collins. Derry McMahon getting up to make an end to himself. Collins for the Shane Kelly. Shot half blocked down there by Liam Collins. Going for that is Tony O'Connor crossed in. Coming across there is David Nocton. Batting for it there is Shane Kelly holding on for dear life. Harris there by Johnny Stokes. Shane Kelly across into Stephen Kelly trying to get on the run. Surrounded by 3 Croagh Kilfinney defenders. Gone the run. Gone 10, 20, 30 minutes with the run. Still carrying the ball due to the stick, and hefty challenge there, and good work there by Eamon Roach then out by David Nocton. No team deserves to lose this game. David Nocton high into the centre. Morris Meskel battling for it, bit foul there by Don Hagan down to the experienced Tony O'Connor. Will Tony O'Connor get a point high and over the ball? Ball ring out, shot puck out, goes straight for offside the field. Alan Bill O'Connor going for it there, getting McMahon battling up for it, then Liam Collins battling for up for it, trying to get up there is Mike Looney with the ball, the captain captain the league game out into the centre, going there to Eamon Roach, Croagh looking for that elusive goal, coming up towards the side of the field, battling for it there, James and Wright back, first down by Morris Meskel, it's a foul, Morris Meskel, and it's a free for Croagh Kilfinney. Eamon Roach, come forward by Donny Flynn. As Tomas O'Connor goes in with a towel. Mike Neville. About a minute of ordinary time and possibly 2 minutes of injury. About three minutes altogether left in the game. Mike Neville taking this one. Lovitt in the edge of the square. Backs and fouls battling for it. Is that second goal coming up? John Lewis pulls it. Going near the line. Blocking. Pulled out there to safety. Going for the Shane Kelly going, Shane Harrison behind him, Shane gone 10, 20, 30 minutes with the ball. Ball still Lutistic, deadly turn the foot by Shane Kelly. Harrison behind by Eamon Handy, send it forward again, and batted out then by Eamon Roach. Roach down to the other Eamon Handy going for it. Eamon Handy gone poked then by Shane Kelly. Eamon Handy battling for it for dear life, still battling for it then, going to tackle in, still Eamon Handy battling for dear life, going across the far side to James Enright. James Enright picking across to Eamon Handy. Eamon Handy then will pull this from the ground, flicking the ground there, pull between the teams, and then ball stalemate in the far side. Is that a free or is it a throw in to the referee? About three it's no, 3 to go. Ball coming down then, battling for dear life then, for offside, and then will the referee try in a second? Guys are charging, yes, so the referee is a free for Croagh Finney. Mike Neville to take it. A minute of injury time, possibly. We said 3 at the outside corner. Gary McMahon trying to get up a second time. Then back across to Liam Collins, get it out to Mike Looney. Mike Looney, Harrison behind, foul from behind is a free for Croagh Finney. Possibly one chance of West Glory. Eamon Roach, a sense of urgency about Eamon Roach. Drive it forward again. Donald Horgan going up for it. And then comes Mike Neville going forward again. Mike Neville with the ball, then glue to stick. And then flicking across the edge of the square towards John Roach. Is the goal we're waiting for coming forward. John Roach battling for dear life. And is the battling for trying to get out. There's Neil Sheehy going very near the sideline and trying to get out. Then Croagh Finney in the attack. Probing ball across the edge of the square, but got out over the line and gone wide. Probing ball by Darren McLennan. Time ticking away. I'd say Joe McMahon is anxious as the day he got married, as Ollie Mackay preparing to drive this one out. Winters and huddled in excitement. 12 points to goal and 7 minutes now. It was the final whistle, and Newcastle West victorious by 2 points, and it's great that both teams go forward to the county quarter final, because there was very, very little between them here today. Very little. Great. They were level on several occasions, and then in the end Newcastle West came through and won by 2 points, whereas Croagh Finney, they will another day, a brighter day, as players epitomise the sportsmanship of the occasion by shaking hands to each other. And now we have the presentation of the trophy by West Board Chairman Johnny Brosnan. Good on, Johnny.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to compliment both teams for the excellent final they produced here today in what was very bad conditions for hurling. Nevertheless, they produced an excellent final, and we are very proud of these 2 teams in West Limerick. I congratulate Newcastle West on making it 2 in a row. I wish them every success, both ourselves and Croagh Finney, as I go from here, and hopefully some of the 2 of them will win the county title. Maybe they might meet here in the final again. I congratulate Mike Sullivan. I think he did an excellent job today, as the conditions weren't great, and I think he deserves a round of applause for this. I also want to thank Liam Shine, the sponsor of our competition this year. Liam, as you know, was a prominent hurler with the Kennedy Club, and this year he dug very deep to sponsor this competition, and we are very grateful to Liam. I would also like to compliment the Skating Club for having the field at our disposal at very short notice. This game had been already fixed for Quaid Park, and due to the weather change on Wednesday night, and I thank Francine Pig and the club here in Skating for this. And it gives me great pleasure to present the cup for the Junior A Hurling competition for the year 2000 to one of our old friends here. Big speech on it.
Lads, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the team Newcastle West to accept this cup here today. We've a lot of hard work done during the year since the end of February, and this was our aim, to try and win the West and hopefully go on and go as far as we can in the county championship. And I'd like to thank a lot of people, lads. First of all, I'd like to thank Con Sheehy, who's at every game. He's our chairman, and he's our club doctor as well. I'd like to thank Joe Mack and his selectors Willie Hurley and the Doc. I think they put in a brilliant effort this year with us, and they were there every night in the field. I'd like to thank the supporters, of course, who were nearly at every game, most of them anyway. And it was great to have deadly support out there today. And I'd like to thank Mike Sullivan and his officials. I think they did a great job here today regarding the conditions of the field and everything, and the weather conditions. I think they did a brilliant job. Well done, Mike. I'd like to thank the Skating Club for having the field in such good condition. It couldn't be hard to keep it as good as at this time of the year, and fair play to them for having it in good condition for us. Last of all, lads, I'd like to thank Croagh Kilfinney for a brilliant game. I thought it was one of the best games of hurling we played this year in the conditions, and I think they really deserve 3 cheers, because I reckon we'll be meeting them again in the county championship. They're a great team, lads, and I hope we meet them again in the county championship. Well done, lads. 3 cheers for Croagh, lads. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
Connect! Make it!
You know, we see the Croagh team gone to the dressing room, and then Newcastle West team enjoying their victory, and Captain Fantastic Ali Mackay there holding the cup, and they won the second back-to-back for the cases who won the Gaelic rounds, and Newcastle West hoping to win county glory this year. Well, Ali, congratulations, you must be delighted.
Delighted, Johnny, delighted. Jesus, we put in a lot of hard work here since February, and there's nothing better to be coming down here today and taking home the cup. This is great. Well, we met a good side, Johnny. Kilfinney, I thought they were brilliant. Croagh Kilfinney, they really put it up to us. The game could have gone anywhere today.
At different stages, Ali, we thought it would be a draw from our position. We were able to soften during the game.
Could have gone anywhere. It was tit for tat. Like every time we went down and scored a point, they were up and they scored a point, and then they got the goal. They went up 2 points. I thought they had us in, but thanks be to God we got back into it, and the boys played very well, very well.
I suppose so. Your experience took you good state indeed.
Well, we've been in the West Final. We were there 96, 97 we won it. We were beat 98. We won it 99. Thank God we won it again this year, and hopefully we can go on now and go as far as we can in the county. If not, bring back another cup to Newcastle.
As you say, it isn't beyond the realms of possibility that he could meet Croagh Kilfinney in the county final.
Very possible. They're a great team, and I've no doubt about it that they will go. They probably will go to the county final. They're very
well done. I'm sure the streets of New York will be way near before.
A lot more than the streets of New York sang tonight, Johnny.
Thanks, Ali. Well done. An exciting game, grand finale at different stages during the game. We thought would be a draw. Such was the excitement. The teams were level on so many occasions. Croagh Kilfinney were gallant in defeat. We thought at one stage that they might snatch victory, especially when John Roach's goal came, when they led by 2 points in the score. 1 goal and 6 points to 7 points. But knowing resilient and experienced Newcastle, they fought back, gradually clawed their way, equalised, and then those 2 points in the end made all the difference. I'm sure Croagh Kilfinney are not out of the reckoning yet. The county final glory beckons. Both teams qualify for the county quarter final. There's nothing between them. A puck of a ball, less than a puck of a ball, just 2 points. And we congratulate Newcastle West, and we say, Croagh Kilfinney, be proud as well. You hurled like demons, you gave it all. You hurled your hat out. That time you were gone, you weren't gone, and I'm sure you will have greater days ahead. So you won the county, all county league. You won it very, very well. I'm sure drier conditions would have suited the young players. You've learned from the experience. Newcastle West, I'm sure, will have learned a lot too, and we hope on behalf of the West that either of the 2 teams will go on to county glory, and if we are filming the county final again between the 2 teams, it would be a dream come true. So a part ng and Shaw in Esketne, Slán a Gaibh Goléir.